Caregiving is everywhere. In your church, your schools, your neighborhood,
universities, hospitals,
on farms, in the inner city, in prisons.
Caregiving does not discriminate.
It affects millions of Americans.
everywhere. I have seen so many people grieving over loved ones and trying to take care of them but not having any idea what to do.
The Rosalynn Carter Institute was started 30 years ago. It remains the only university-based institute focused solely on caregiving.
the Rosalynn Carter Institute is the only caregiving organization that addresses both the needs of the professional caregiver and that of the family or informal caregiver.
I'm excited about what we have been able to do.
Raise your hand and I'll give you the post.
We've developed evidence-based programs. Caregivers have to be resilient enough to be able to see a little bit ahead.
Well, we're going to go on the sidewalk here and we're going to turn around, okay? That way we're done. We don't want to go too far because then you're going to get tired, okay? You remember here? This is a laundry room.
My wife was diagnosed with dementia last year.
Almost there, Mama, almost there. Good job, Mama.
She has to be cared for 24 hours a day. She's also a type 1 diabetic. It's a challenge to keep her going with both illnesses. I can't pay somebody to do it. I don't have that means to do it. My blood pressure went up, my cholesterol went up. It's really, really hard.
I know you always used to go and say hi to your friend, huh? She was your first friend that when you moved in here, right?
I used to always go in there every day. And
Well, she was a nice lady, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. She gave you those shoes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that Sonia had tried to leave the house in the middle of the night and you knew it because of the chair being moved.
Right. My fear is that one of these times when I'm sleeping, because I'm a deep sleeper.
The fact that
That she
the
will pull the door.
REACH program is an evidence-based
She doesn't know.
program gives them tools to not only care for themselves but also provide high-quality care.
Right now,
These are techniques that have been validated and proven to assist caregivers in the challenges that they face.
REACH helped me to understand different ways to looking at what I was going through and to help me to pull me through. It saved me.
Today in this country, there are 40 million people who on a daily basis are providing unpaid care for family members or other loved ones.
They don't have enough leaves then.
That represents almost $500 billion annually in free care.
In the last 3 years, there were over 100 pieces of legislation introduced. 21 of them passed. They just skimmed the surface of the needs of caregivers. We need more family and medical leave for caregivers. We need tax breaks for caregivers. We need more respite care.
Okay, Daddy. Okay. Good. Okay.
My father had suffered 3 falls in a week and a half. I saw where he was totally dependent. It was not an easy decision to leave my job, but I knew that in my heart that it was the best thing.
Good. Muy bien. Okay. Okay, cuidado aquí.
I said I'm willing to do and participate in whatever it takes to better understand my father's behaviors and to better help me learn about the disease and to help me deal with the stress. I was very, very stressed out.
Okay, number 1.
As a REACH coach, I feel like I'm making a positive difference. Many of them have found meaning, purpose, and a sense of strength
After that first meeting with Samantha, I knew that I had someone that was really a caring, nurturing, and listener into my needs as a primary caregiver. I see my father now the way he is. I too tomorrow may be in that chair.
30 years ago, we were talking about the elderly, the tsunami of the aging population. 15 years later, we're in a war where thousands of young veterans were coming back with serious traumatic brain injuries.
This has increased the potential demand for informal caregiving and assistance by military and veteran caregivers.
The best opportunity for a wounded warrior to recover or to improve is a strong, well-supported caregiver.
And so we have to provide that family caregiver not only with resources, but also support for themselves. A great example is Operation Family Caregiver, run by RCI.
They're little boys and they don't understand why 1 minute daddy's perfectly fine and the next minute daddy is raging. You do get to a point where you lose yourself. You are wrapped up into the cycle of the person you're caring for, their symptoms, their ailments. We either stick it out or you leave. And I've chosen to stick it out.
Give me a haircut.
Daniel came back and he physically was different, he mentally was different. You could see the stress. It was still as if he was in Afghanistan and he couldn't remove himself from there. I didn't know what to do for him anymore.
How best can I communicate to him? Daniel has a PTSD diagnosis.
I started the coaching sessions and it became more than just surviving.
Operation Family Caregiver is structured in a way that there is this scientific side of it. It's a manualized approach using a specific solution-focused model.
Good afternoon, Florida State Human Resources. Operation Family Caregiver isn't there to say no. Operation Family Caregiver is there to say yes. Yes to you can do this. I'm able to work. I can provide for my family financially. I have a sense of self-worth. If I had not gotten the caregiver support, Daniel and I wouldn't be together.
2 Navy jets, Bravo and Echo, rescued.
I don't think Daniel would still be alive.
My dream is to make sure that everyone in the world knows that there's a program out here that exists to help companion, coach them, walk them through some really difficult and challenging times.
I could never show Wendy enough gratitude, enough love, enough hugs and smiles for what she's done for our family and what Operation Family Caregiver did for us.
Hold the rail.
At some period in their life, everybody is either a caregiver or will need caregivers. That takes in everybody.
Todavía ves, yeah, you can still see.
People all over our country are caring for someone.